Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Mini Twisty episode.
What up?
What up?
The Mini Twist.
Mini Twisties. Mini Twist. So in our Mini Twisties, we're going to take a teeny tiny subject that we talked about in our previous week's episode. And we're
One
just
of
gonna,
our random rumblings.
Yeah, one of our random rumblings to just kind of blow it up and talk about it more. So last week in our episode on Zodiac, and passing by, we started talking about ghost stories. So this Mini Twisty is going to be all about ghost stories.
And we actually have a subscriber / listener who sent us a ghost story. So we're super excited to be sharing one of your guys' ghost stories on the air with you guys. We encourage you to please submit more stories, email us, message us, however you're going to do it. Let us know what you think. We really, really appreciate your subscriptions,
and your feedback,
listening, and your feedback.
And all the likes.
Love
and all the
likes,
sharing.
And all the sharing and caring.
Almost 100 of y'all like us.
Hell yeah. I mean, who knew? Okay, do you want to start us off, Sarah?
No, I think you should go, and then we'll go in the middle, and then
we'll do our listeners one. Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the Mininger, which is an incredibly old hotel down by the Alamo in San Antonio. My husband and I spent 2 nights at the Mininger. We went down there to see Lords of the Dance, because your girls.
His legs flail about as if independent from his body.
Sure, I think that was an actual review. Yeah.
It was a Friends reference. Tanner got it.
Yeah.
By the way, Tanner, my husband, is our tech this week, guys.
Woohoo! Welcome, Tanner. Say hello.
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 Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good job.
How's that Jameson?
It's doing the job.
Irish. So, we were staying at the Mininger, and we went down to the valet parking, and we were looking at the gift shop. They have a ghost tour that they do that starts at the Miningers. It's called the Sisters Graham Ghost Tour. Mm-hmm. Sarah's stirring her drink real good for us. Ding, ding, ding. So, we go down, and there's like a bunch of people, and we go into the gift shop, and we're coming out of the gift shop. No, we were looking for the bar. So, there's of course. There was this really... #whatever we drink.
Naturally.
There was this super old lady. She looked like she was in her 80s. She had the Gibson hairstyle. Do y'all know what a Gibson is?
Where they like...
No, yes. Yes, but also the hairstyle where they like do this big bouffant and then they put a little bun here at the top, but it's like this round. Anyway, it's from like the 1920s, the Gibson.
Oh.
Yeah, it was super popular back then. She had on, like, really old lady clothes, like a collar that came up to her neck.
Was she a ghost?
We're gonna delve into that. And she started asking us if we had seen her group. And we were like, what group, honey? She told us she was there with a tour of ladies who were coming to see the Alamo. And that they had been separated. She had been separated from her group and she couldn't find them. And I was like, I'm sorry, we didn't see anyone. And she was so out of place in the way that she dressed. But honestly, we just thought maybe she's one of those weird religions where they like dress up to their necks and down to their ankles. Those exist, guys. Don't give me that.
She said weird.
Yeah, I mean, one of those religions where they are very modest.
That we don't know a lot about.
That we honestly don't know a lot about. So we just thought she was sort of out of place, and we kind of turned around, looked, and see if we could see anyone. Keith said he'd go ask somebody. When we turned the corner, she was gone, guys. Whew, vanished. We were like, what the fuck? Okay, well, I hope she found her group. Bye, nice old lady. We go into the gift shop, and we're kind of...
You mean the bar?
No, we skipped the bar. She distracted us from the bar, which is probably why this stands out in my head, because I didn't pickle my brain that evening. We went in the gift shop, and we were asking around. We were just buying little dumb stuff for the kids to bring back. And we asked the lady who was checking us out, hey, did you see a church tour of, like, older ladies and maybe older guys? It was just, like, some kind of religious tour. And the clerk stopped what she was doing, and she was probably in her 40s. She'd said she'd worked there for a long time. And she said, oh, you saw her. And Keith and I looked at each other, and I was like, yeah, she's out there. And she goes, no, you saw her. And we were like, what do you mean? Apparently there's a ghost, one of the many that haunt the Mininger, that was separated from her church group and was killed in the hotel.
San Antonio.
Right. And this is the same hotel that Theodore Roosevelt stayed in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of history, San Antonio. So we were just like, I get goosebumps. Check it out. Just talking about it.
She won't go stay with me in the Magnolia Hotel in Seguin, though.
Blah, 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 blah.
She's like, no. It just reopened, like, this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna hard pass.
And it's on, like, national haunted tours.
Oh, you stayed in the Faust?
I want to stay at the Faust.
I will not, no. My friend Rachel was a bartender there, and I would go and hang out with her really late at night sometimes when she had to stay and no one was there, and no thank you. The creepy crawlies.
Creepy crawlies.
Yep.
I want to stay at the Faust. I'll do the Faust, because I've been in there and I didn't pick anything up. But, long story short, we told everyone about her later, and people who worked at the hotel said, yeah, she was murdered here. She got separated from her church and actually got killed. So we were just like, you're full of shit, right? The first woman who told us that in the gift shop. And then we talked to a clerk later on, and we were like, hey, this crazy lady at your gift shop said blah, blah. And he's like, oh, yeah, we've all seen her. Old lady, collar up to here, old hairstyle. And Keith and I just kind of looked at each other and were like, let's go to Lord of the Dance and skip the drinks. So that's my ghost story about the miniature.
So my ghost story is actually a shared ghost story. That's why Tanner's here.
And we touched on it last week.
We touched on it last week. So Tanner and I bought our house about 3 years ago. That's a long time. That hit me
March
yesterday
2016.
too. I was like, whoa. And we bought it from our realtor's Brandy.
Edit that out.
So we bought this house, and I was not the first person to experience things. Tanner started experiencing them a lot more than it started with noises in the bathroom, and feeling like presences, right? But only in our bedroom and only in our bathroom.
It was more so the bathroom and the closet. And I wouldn't even say noises. It was, the best way I can describe it is the movie Ghost. Like whenever they were about to touch you and that white noise was just in your head, and all you hear is like that's all I heard in my head. And then I heard a voice that said, get out, get out, get out. And
sweet Jesus, I didn't know that.
yeah, and it wasn't a physical touch, but basically I was being helped out of the bathroom.
Out of your own bathroom.
Yes. And I never stayed to see what would happen if I didn't leave. And that happened on multiple occasions.
So
Wow.
what I experienced was one night I was asleep in our room, and I think you were working late. So I was already asleep, or you were in the living room watching TV, one of them. I don't know. I was in there alone. And like how Kiwi comes in, crack, just squeaky door, puts his finger over his mouth like, shh, you're the ones making the noise. So I'm asleep alone in our room, and I wake up and I can see a figure standing in the corner of my room. I did not have sleep paralysis because I immediately sat up, and as soon as I blinked my eyes a couple of times, it went away. But that's what I felt, was that feeling like someone's in your room watching you, and then seeing a figure in the corner. And then our nanny, who used to babysit our son during the summers, I cannot remember. She literally just told us the story. What was it?
Oh, she came in and said that she was in your guys' bathroom for some reason,
that's right.
getting something for your son.
Or she was going to the bathroom.
Or she was going to the bathroom, and the shower came on, and she was like, okay, well, that's not right. And then when she got up to go out or to go over by it, the knob turned and it turned itself off.
Yeah.
And then she always felt kind of like a weird presence or different
too.
we're just calling feelings.
We would, and this escalated so much to where we were both feeling presences in that room that we stopped sleeping in our room for a while, and we were sleeping out in the living room. And if we didn't shut the door from our room to the living room, we could feel it in the middle of the night, like something coming from our room out into the living room. We haven't felt anything in a really, really, really long time. I want to say at least a year and a half. It's been
Since I went in there?
Yeah, well, Brady came over one time and
spoke to her.
and spoke to her and insists she doesn't, but me and Tanner and Glenn all remember hearing your voice.
I didn't say a word, and Keith was even like, I didn't hear you say anything. But we're old and deaf, so, I mean, that's possible.
I think you could hear yourself talk.
I would hear myself. I didn't say anything. I laid on your bed. It was dark. I didn't feel anything necessarily.
We all heard you say, leave them alone.
Cool.
Apparently it didn't happen.
I didn't say anything.
Well, I thought the weird thing about all this was that Sarah, me, and our nanny all felt it at the same time, but we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't, because it was one of those kind of things where you're like, no, people are going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it wasn't
came up in a conversation.
And all three of us were like, yes, you feel it too. But then Tanner felt it more. Like, I never felt like a get out vibe from whatever it is. Neither did Sedona. It just, was like playing tricks with Sedona. And with me, it was just kind of there, like, watching me. You felt the, like, get out, you should not be in here, which we joked at the time. It's like, because Tanner does our laundry, and the ghost was like, you're not supposed to be in here putting away laundry. The wife is.
Well, it never seemed malicious.
Yeah.
Like it wanted to hurt me. Yeah, it was just pretty much like I didn't belong there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never experienced anything like that before.
And we found out, so when we bought the house.
I'm an elderly couple.
From an
gentleman.
Well, a trust.
Okay.
We asked our realtor, Brandy, just, not like seriously, like if there's a murder or a death in this house.
But it's in a family trust.
But it's in a family trust, so we're like, did they die in the house? We're just curious. And Brandy asked the realtor that was selling the house, and she straight up said no.
He was moved into a home.
He was moved into a home and all that kind of stuff.
And the realtor who represented the seller was part of the family.
Mm-hmm,
that was
family, yep.
the grandson's wife.
Yep. So after we recorded last week, I looked them up and just Googled their names, each one of them separately. Come to find out, they both, the husband and the wife, died in our home within 2 weeks of each other. So the wife went, and then the husband went.
Under different circumstances, that would have been romantic.
And adorable.
Yes.
So Texas state law. Because I went to my broker, and I'm like, I asked this woman specifically. I've sold real estate in a different state, and there's laws in other states, as many people can tell you, about if there was death in the house, you have to disclose it. If there were murders in the house, for sure you have to disclose it. If it was a meth lab, if it's near gambling, if there's a possibility of prostitution, all of those things you're supposed to disclose. Well, in the state of Texas, you do not have to disclose, give knowledge, or even acknowledge deaths unless they were caused by the home itself. So if you were standing in the right? Texas law. I don't write them. I 95% of the time don't even understand them. I just have to live up to them. So
unless the house
causes the death. So if you're standing in the shower and an electrical malfunction happens and it electrocutes you and you die, then by law that has to be disclosed to the buyers. Unfortunately, these were natural causes, so no one has to know anything, which is ironic because Texas is highly haunted. You know why? Maybe we should start telling people to stop buying houses that everyone died in. I don't know. It's just a thought.
Meh. Like we said, we haven't felt anything for like a year and a half.
Good. I'm happy to find out you're sleeping back in the bedroom. That makes me very happy. I honestly thought, oh shit, we're going to sell that house because... And then I, by law, would not be obligated to say anything.
Good news for you, as long as the house doesn't kill us.
Right.
Which it hasn't yet.
And Sarah brought up...
Although our shower is trying to kill us right now.
We'll see,
It's being sucked into the Indian burial ground.
I think I saw that movie. It's called Poltergeist.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so are we good?
Yep, our last
story is from a listener who was gracious enough to share this story with us. And we're going to end on this one because it is a story of a haunted teddy bear. And next week's episode is A Stranger Beside Us.
Stranger beside me.
Me. Well, I'm thinking he's beside all of the bitches. Ugh. And it's about Teddy Bundy. Ted Bundy, teddy bear, Teddy Bundy, teddy bear.
You segued too soon.
I segued too soon? Okay. I don't know.
You still have to tell the story.
I'm telling the story. Okay, so our listener had purchased a home. He lived in it with his parents and his sister. He purchased a home, and one of the brothers had died in the home. He was a bigger guy. They had left a 6 foot tall light brown bear in the house. Yeah. So
Tanner is so freaked out right
yeah.
now.
And I'm like, okay, so
This is an Annabelle teddy bear story.
Why did you have to go there?
So my first reaction is throw the fucking teddy bear away, because that's who I am. I don't want your used teddy bear. God only knows what you're doing with a 6 foot tall, light blonde teddy bear. My mind goes to germs. Sex toy.
So it's like one of those giant ones you buy in Costco.
Yeah, like one of those
Gotcha.
giant ones. So the fireplace had like a lover's seat built into the rock fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 70s, 80s house.
Yep.
So that was considered the den. So they bought the home and...
God, I miss houses with dens.
Right, the little nephew, who was about 6 at the time, was terrified of the teddy bear. Absolutely lose his mind every time he saw the teddy bear, would cry. They would put covers over the teddy bear's face. For some reason, the listener's mom would not get rid of this teddy bear. She felt something from it. Okay, then it really has to go. You need to go to the landfill, thank you. And it would move itself around, is the story.
Yep.
It would go from one place to another place. If you took it and put it into the garage, it would
back in the house
on that lover seat. Yeah,
And-
6 foot tall teddy bear.
Yes,
6
6
foot
foot
tall.
tall teddy bear.
Truth, honest to God.
And this whole story escalates when one night listener is asleep in bed.
He puts the teddy bear in his room because
How old is he?
20s.
20s.
Yeah, he puts the teddy bear in his room to get it away from his little nephew, so his little nephew will stop crying. He locks it in the closet.
Yep. So listener's asleep in bed, wakes up, teddy bear is over him with a knife coming at him. Listener can't move. He's got sleep paralysis going on.
Yep.
Can't move, can't scream.
Completely paralyzed.
Completely
Just dread.
paralyzed. Completely paralyzed. Finally gets a hold of his faculties again, screams, and then teddy bear's gone.
Yep.
And it's back in the corner.
It's back in the corner. It was not in his closet. It was back in the lover seat in the den by the fireplace. He had specifically put it in his closet. He remodeled that room too, and he found out later that that room was the one that the brother had died in, and he'd done remodeling. He had put new carpet down, he'd put new closet doors down, and come to find out that that was the brother's room. And so, yeah. And then we asked the listener, hey, what did you do with the teddy bear when you sold the house? They left it there.
For the next people.
That's the most fucked up part of this entire story.
I love
Try to
it.
track those people down.
Yeah, some random listener 52 weeks from now is going to be like, so I own the house with the teddy bear.
It's a 70s style ranch home in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you bought it and there's a teddy bear in it, I apologize.
Let's be honest, though. Las Vegas, that house was probably demolished already.
Yeah, and something new has been rebuilt. Completely accurate.
Strip club.
Strip club. There's a strip club on every corner.
Cheeky Ranch.
Cheeky Ranch. Guys, the segue here is Teddy Bundy, Teddy Bear.
Next week.
Next week, Stranger Beside Me. We're going to do it in 2 parts.
Yep.
Chapter 1 through 27 for the first week, because this book is 52 chapters long.
Yep.
It's very detailed.
Yep.
It's not Robert Graysmith, goes into vehicle details.
But, little teaser, if Ann Rule starts describing your clothes, you're
Fuck
going to
your
die.
life. You're dead, okay? If Ann Rule describes your outfit, she was wearing platforms.
If Robert Graysmith described your car, you're going to die.
That's
if
right.
Ann Rule describes your clothes, you're going to
done.
die.
That's it, bitch. You've had it. Thank you guys so much for joining us on our Mini
Twisty.
And
Like us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, subscribe on
YouTube.
SoundCloud. We're also on YouTube. We're working
Working on
Apple
Spotify
iTunes.
and
We're
Apple.
working on Spotify. We're working on getting a better website. We're trying.
Thank you guys for joining us again. And always stay twisted,
Dark and twisted.
dark and twisted. Thank you guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.